podcast or YouTube. This is very critical. Basically, it affects, we'll just get down to the scientific facts. It affects our planet. We're studying a lot of things, right? We'll start with things that affect all of us, that are dear to everyone's hearts. We'll start with the environment. Right, okay, global warming alone is a problem we have. It's a problem that only the scientists and what we would call a nerd and geek population are competent to deal with. No one is touching this problem of global warming. I have actually viewed YouTube videos, and to me, global warming is a fact. We've got the ice caps are melting, right? We've also got, well, put it this way, the amount of carbon we produce and is rich. It's beyond tipping point. Sorry if my communications are not very clear, but most of us geeks are not experts at talking, okay? We should really be working on these projects, building things, making things. And let me just tell you one thing, our planet is beyond tipping point. The research I've done is beyond tipping point. We must get into that stuff. We must get into renewable energies, solar powered is one of this, I'd say, is the best. We in Australia have the best amount of sun that is available, right, in the world. We have other countries that have less sunshine, and they have started to implement this stuff. We cannot have this. Also fracking, right? This silly fracking. It's actually infringing upon people, their homes. Fracking, very dangerous. I've heard it's very dangerous. Also, electronic waste. We might end up drinking the proceeds of this, this obsession with money and selfishness. The current industry who've shut us out of our jobs. We'll be drinking it. Not only us, but their children will be drinking it, right? So if we talk about a simple gadget, right, a phone. Now, many of you guys love your gadgets. You love your mobile phones. You do reviews. Now, that's the thing. What are we doing reviewing instead of making? It's not your fault. It's industry's fault. It's the people who are running the industry who I have done analysis on. They are selfish. 1990s were producing some traction, right, for us. We were getting respect. We were actually innovating, but short circuits were occurring, and unfortunately we lost the battle, right? We were making great progress. There were media. The thing that was driving this progress, believe it or not, and research has proved it on YouTube as well, is that innovation needs creativity, right? We cannot just be doing it purely for money or purely for utility, right? So if you're creative with Android's a good operating platform, right? This is a good version of this is a Galaxy. If I'm correct, I remember it's used in all of my field trips I've got on YouTube and other places, right? This is the capture device. It's a very solid form of machines that we've had released. Later on, I've seen the disappointing you guys have shown. Are terrible. Who do we blame? Who are the people who are building our machines and ruling our lives? Normal people, IQ 90 to 110. Now, I assume most of you are exceptionally intelligent, and I'll also make concessions for anything that has gone wrong. So I've got statistics on our rough. This is not a blanket statement or what we would call 100%, because we've always got to think analog, as in we've got to always have grey areas. Too many normal people think in digital terms. They say, yes, this group of people is this group of people is, we say that maybe 99%, say 100%, right? Because then we're making assumptions. We've got to be we've got to consider everyone as an individual, but then at the same time we've got a generalisation. We've got to create a generalisation of people as well. So it's not these people are not really smart. They're only good at crowdsourcing and ganging up on the minority. But are we really that small? We just have to learn to communicate amongst ourselves, which we do. Now, thing is, I'm going to help you guys, and I'll do just about anything I can in my power. Now, thing is, I don't want to judge you guys whether you've hacked computers or hacked internet, right? Whatever you've hacked, I don't want to judge you. I understand why you hack. You know, if plain ingress is considered illegal, I'm not going to dob you in. Why would I want to dob you into those stupid jerks anyway? The authorities. I've had problems with them myself, even though I'm not doing hacking or killing people or hurting people or anything, right? They're ruled by the same group. So anything that's an organisation, we call it opposition. We don't fight them as much as we can avoid it, but sometimes we might have to defend ourselves in extenuating. It's a bit like karate do, right? Karate for self-defense only, but we don't use it to attack. If we get cornered, well, it's a last resort. We have to sometimes show that if we're getting bullied constantly and we feel we're afraid, we've got to sometimes stand up to the attacker. And the thing is, most of these normal people, right, they use words as books, they use power, they use authorities. Now that's a tough one, right? Sometimes you have to be careful. If you hurt anyone physically, you're passionate about it, I'm going to judge you, because, you know, that doesn't scare me, right? It doesn't scare me, but I'm not going to call you. Why would I be friends, right? And I can't get personal with you on an individual basis, but let's just say you've been hurt repeatedly, over and over. We know that you doesn't look whether you've got an education, whether you're the greatest uni grad in the world. You most of you're uni grads, or you've got university. I love uni, right? Uni's cool. Nerds are cool. Geeks are cool. You know, myths are cool. You know, anything that's different, anything that's quirky, or even if it's disordered, right? It is cool, okay? But we're not disordered. We've just been turned into disordered. Now, basically now, we've got to establish that, okay? I'm not here to judge you. In fact, the last thing I want to do is to do that. But we've got problems in the world. Now, we will never get respect from these people. Now, if you're playing Xbox, if you're doing gadgets, well, fine, keep doing it for now. We've got no other place to go. But I want to try and encourage you guys to maybe hang out more often. Now, the thing is, we won't make exceptions for everyone individually, but I'd say a large portion of you have a condition called Asperger's syndrome, which I can consider at your honour. We call it tart plantation, right? Now, we may not have a diagnosis, but the only thing that's making us feel bad about it is what people have said to us. They've tried to make us normal. Don't become normal, just be who you are. Many of you've got repressed memories of the times in the 90s. How do I know? I interacted with some, copier industrialists down in my local area, a couple of subjects, gave them some data discs, purely with just the most crudest of demos. Also, Luigi Benedict, I interacted with him on YouTube and sent him the most crudest of demos. For them, it was like, whoa, they woke up. Okay, they woke up and they started to remember the good times, but they still have no industry to go to. Well, we don't have an industry, we can't go back. The people who are obsessed with money and selfishness, they call us selfish. Well, why are we selfish? We've been crushed. We've been crushed. No positive reinforcement. Nothing. You know, everything is said. They say it's coming out of the zero. You suck. How many times? It may not be exact words, but how many times? And how many times have they said you rule, or you rock, you're nice, you're kind, you're sweet? Virtually zilch, very little now. So the thing is, I've got to start. What Luigi Benedict wants me to do is to be the public face of this self-guided photocopier project. Who's going to be invited into this community which we eventually want to build, this Silicon Valley? You guys. Who are we going to say we won't invite? We'll block. We'll bar. Normal people, neurotypical people, IQ 90 to 110, whatever you call them, without saying it to their faces, you call them monkeys, whatever. Alright, just say to yourselves, if it's going to make you feel a bit better, you know, sometimes putting people down is a way of of pushing yourself up when you've been crushed, right? Well, normal people do it to us because they're frightened of us, intimidated by our brains. I don't know if this thing is going to upload if it's more than 15 minutes in duration. Again, this is just a start. This is basically, I'm not used to communicating, but basically we'll see how it goes. Again, this is a test. We'll just do this as a test now. Just realised 15 minutes is usual.
Okay, bypass tray 5. It's PKO, otherwise known as sucker. And you just happen to have some paper on the side for the bottle we're using. This stuff. And just set the bypass tray. Okay, I'll jam some of this stuff in. Again, I'm just wondering. We'll do the physical side first. Shove this stuff in here. Good stuff, 85 GSM, which is a little bit heavier than the regular office stock. These are just an intermediate. I'm having to output this into 150 GSM glass, I'm thinking it will be. So, when the bypass tray goes, so set. Set up the panel. So we have the same Riverol AB series, F3 normal paper. Set there. Okay, that's the bypass now. I think we're set to rumble. Time to run the job in the first take. There's the bypass tray. Yeah. Now when this thing will be dead. I'll show you what you're doing. Please wait. What's it doing now? What's it playing at? Oh, might have something interesting. Oh no, not a paper jam. Oh, jammo, whammo. This looks like whammy. Oh, I love technicals. Oh, I love technicals. It's jam clearing fun. I've done it many times before. It's probably amateur, it's probably infantile, but hey, I can make a good old paper jam. I used to think it was cool clearing them when I was a kid at school. 13 years old. Ah, yeah, look at this. Sub it out. Again, got to follow the on-screen instructions. There's more instruction here. Oh, dang. Got my head on the doorknob. Anyway, this is a bit of an adventure, isn't it? Oh, I've got to watch out for that. This thing's going to be trashed anyway, so great opportunity. A bit of go at clearing a jam, eh? Oh, yeah, concertina on the paper. Fine. A little bit of a meal of it. You're a typical, probably broken this thing. It's not designed for a challenge for Tonians to clear. We've not had any experience, or read any manuals or documentation except what's in the warning labels. These often go unnoticed. In many ways, there's so many of them, eh guys? Rectify the problem. Is. Oh, for a person like myself, I struggle with these suckers. Entity. Just trying to find out how it pretends here. Even when you have difficulty working on a piece of equipment you're not familiar with or a procedure, you mustn't be ashamed. It's called lack of experience or bad machine design. Shouldn't be this hard, really. Gotcha, it's just magnets. Then sometimes I'm very tainted up because sometimes I apply too little force, because sometimes it's hard to know in the design of photocopiers whether to apply how much force. A lot of force or little force. If you don't know the situation, you can break something. In this case, I didn't apply enough force. All it was just a little magnet. See? But neurotypicals often don't think, but then sometimes don't think is good in certain sets. So they would have pulled the thing right down, bang. But sometimes when you pull something too hard in a photocopy, you know that not thinking idea can also be a backfire, it can break the copier. So there's pros and cons for everything, eh? That's it. Bypass cleared. Again, I might have to just follow the machine's instructions again. That's a good idea, eh? They don't always follow instructions, they just do it. Look at the screen. They already know when we're going to blend the screen if they're not into the stuff. Start to continue. Press the start button again. So this thing runs. Feeding. Made a funny click. Made a funny noise, but let's see if that noise is any problem. It says please wait. Please wait, please wait, please wait. Haven't we waited for a good time? And our lives have been full of this. Paper jams. Oh well. I'm sure we can clear it. We can have the paper jams of our lives cleared. There you go. Just imagine toner heads, you've just been involved in a big cosmic paper jam. There we go. Try it again. Let's have a go at this again. You know now there's a magnet. We just remembered. Remember now. So we might have to. There might be something mechanically wrong with this bleeding thing. There might even be a sheet of torn paper in here for all we know. These people are very rough with their equipment. They don't love their job or their machines. They couldn't give a bleed here. Neurotypicals on rides. Yep. And these are going to be disposed of. Xerox are paying $1,000 per each unit, and we do not know where it's going to go. We heard there's a thing called a DocuColor scrapyard. Yeah, it could be illegal, we just don't know. It's cheaper to throw one of these away illegally than to have it properly stripped of all its components. And we all know it's a GFC now, it's even worse now, but we can make it better. It gives us an opportunity to become heroes, not zeros. Right, let's take one more go. This thing might not be working today. It might be the end of its life. Then, that looks pretty simple. We might have this piece of scrappy paper inside this bleeding unit. Or, it's that little bit of mylar. Again, I don't even know half the time. We don't know. I mean, you guys would know better. My expertise is more in operation. You guys are more technicians than I am. Better troubleshooters, but then all toner heads have got different specs. That means we are a team. We need each other's skills. One person has strong skill in one area, another in another area. One can design a scanner, one can design a print engine. We all have a place. We just have to be a team. We have to believe in ourselves and our ability to network. Wow, I don't know if this sucker's gonna work. Just pull this in and out. I don't know if that's gonna do anything. It's a little actuator arm there. I wonder if that's a jam sensor. That'll be a fun experiment to pull off. It's not doing anything. Oh well. Right. One more time for me, the dummy, for a joke. They often say that in Australia. One more time for the dummies. And they'll be funny about it. It's hot. This could be the last time. It's feeding paper. It's blatant please wait prompt on screen. It's not a pretty sight. It's an ugly sight. But I mean, you've seen it 3 times in a row. And this is the only tray that works. Toner heads. Here's another conquest. Yeah. Well, hopefully. Don't count the chicks before they hatch. Or the copies before they emerge from the output tray. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Let's have to put some battery juice into this sucker. And to erase some stuff. Another electric friend I'm hoping to do. Rocky Color 1250. First, I'll just do it. I don't talk too much.
Good afternoon. Hey, buddy. Good. Thanks for the message. You want to keep that? Huh? No, hang on.
Copy this in negative mode first, and I've got to demonstrate another feature on this device that was unexpected. We'll see how it goes. First we'll do a negative image. So,
Brother, you better give me one of your cards, please.
you have it.
You're a printing company and you're running out of cards. Mate, that's brilliant.
Negative image. Just a question whether I should lighten the image up or maybe change the original type. It's text mode. So I think we might go. Photo text would be a good one.
I know. Reality, maybe Christmas. Right, that's for me.
It looks a bit better, but again, I think that might be as good as we get it. But then maybe the first copy was... Actually no, I think this is a good copy. I think. I might try one more original type, might try the photo mode. Okay. Yeah, that's got a little bit more detail in it. It's funny, there's always a loss when you're copying things, but this is going to favour something we're going to try. Now we've got another thing we've got to set is we've got to then make a negative image over a mirror image. It's got something interesting to try. So go in here, mirror image. So, got the same job, and now we've got the mirror image. See, just for, yeah, it's interesting. Oh, it's confusing. It's amazing. So, yeah, it goes like this, it reads like that. Anyway, we'll talk about later. Next stage in the demonstration. Right, kill off. We'll kill off the invert. And I'm going to employ another feature that is unusual. Some of you have seen this on the Xerox device. See, there's some there. Form overlay. Woo! Maybe I never looked, but there it is. This will be fun, I hope. Right. Let's all inherit the copier world. Okay. So switch that on. Again, I'm questioning whether I should maybe improve the image quality settings first, because we're printing in Aussie. So I'm just going to set this back up. And light it off. Maybe not too far. Sharpen it. I think we'll just leave it there. And I think that will cover it for when we do our form overlay. So go here, and where is it? There it is. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay. Alright, let's start with our this copy here. And the blatant. Okay, so this goes. Load the next original. Should be the mirror image version. It goes. Man, this thing's fast. There you have it. Whoa, look at that. Man, this is freaky. Woo! That's what configuring's all about. I think we'll call that one a wrap. That was good.